What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by AutoTopNL. My name is Max, and today we are taking a look at this awesome tuned Seat Leon Cupra, and this is a 2015 Cupra. This has been tuned by Craft, which is a company that specializes in tuning parts, mainly turbos. So this car has a LM440 turbo, as you can see on the license plate, LM440 Lade Manufactuur 440 turbo, and it delivers a whopping 520 horsepower to the front wheels. So it is a really extreme front wheel drive car. It is the most powerful EA888 I think we have tested, which is this engine, so should be a lot of fun. The owner Gert told me all about this car, so should be a lot of fun. I'll show you around the car. Well, there's not that much to show because it looks completely stock. This is probably the most sleepy of sleepers we've ever had. Then we'll take it for a drive towards the Autobahn for an Autobahn blast. So the Leon Cupra, we've covered it a lot of times before. We've done a couple of tuned ones as well, but not as extreme as this. And a first tell how extreme this car is are these tires. Is the fact that it's got these semi-slick Toyo Proxys R888R tires. 225s at the front, 18-inch wheels, just stock wheels, nothing special. Cupra brakes behind that, they are really good actually, but this is a very hardcore tire. Don't really work in the wet, I'm guessing. At the rear we've got regular Michelin Pilot Sport 4s. So that works fine as well, and we've got an L Performance 3-inch exhaust with a 100 cell catalytic converter and some flaps in there, but it actually gets so hot, this exhaust, that it melted away part of the bumper. There's actually a hole in the bumper here, as you can see from the heat of the exhaust. You can also see the flap in there, and this is a proper exhaust, a real one, which is awesome. But the car just looks so normal. Absolutely love it. So yeah, it's a very quick walk around because there's not that much to show. Okay, let's take a look at the engine. The EA888, as I said, the 2-liter TSI, stock 280 horsepower, 350 newton meters of torque, but this engine has been completely built, and by that I mean everything has been done. As I said, it's got that LM440 turbo, which is quite a large fella, but it also has like pistons, rods, everything has been done to this engine. It's got an R600 airbox as well. So basically this turbo fits on all those VW group cars, like an Audi S3 or a TTS or a Skoda Superb, or this car, the Leon Cupras, or a VW Golf GTI. The turbo fits on all these cars, and it is a really good turbo. The drivability is amazing, but I'll show you more of that later. So this car now, with this built engine, produces 520 horsepower and 600 newton meters of torque. It's got the stock gearbox because they tested it and it cracked at like 750 newton meters of torque, so should be still fine. We also have a CTS intercooler upgrade to keep everything cool and to keep the power flowing. But this is really awesome. So Craft actually means piston power, so that is pretty nice as well. All right, so interior wise, completely stock as well, as is the outside, of course. So we've got these Cupra seats, very nice, with this Alcantara and this two-tone, super supportive, very comfy, and I just love a Cupra. It's such a good daily driver. It's a really good hot hatch, and well, you guys will see that with this power it is even cooler. So let's start it up, and again, sounds completely stock. I love this car. I love this type of tuning. I think this is so clever because the car is so usable every day. It's not shouty, it's not super loud, it's very drivable. Okay, so we're going to go for sport for the gearbox. We have software done by Marcel Roef. He has made the mapping for this car. There are different maps for the power. And we also have this little upgrade. on the dash, as you can see on the center display, we've got this turbo bar, kilometers an hour, and PS gauge, which looks like it's stock, and that is absolutely awesome. So we're going to have that little gauge there on the drive here on the B road, and then we'll switch to the speedo when we get to the Autobahn. All right, so we'll go for Cupra mode. Of course, we're already in Cupra mode. Manual, second gear, third gear, second gear. And that is the great thing about doing this with this car, doing this big an upgrade of power to a front wheel drive car just makes it fun to drive. I mean, if this would have been a Golf R or a four-wheel drive Leon Cupra, it would be so much less entertaining. You have to you have to try and manage the power, but man, when it puts the power to the road, it is freaking quick. Oh, it sounds good as well. Now, this car also has a valve in the exhaust, as I said, and it is TÜV approved. So that means that between 20 and 70 kilometers an hour, the valves close, and then when you get above 70, it opens again, and that is very clever. So around town, valve is closed and it's like a regular Cupra, and then when the valves open, it is quite loud, but it's not crazy, and it's also a very nice sound. It's quite deep, no pops and bangs, just a nice four-cylinder sound with a little bit of turbo whistle as well, blow-off valve. Oh, but man, that that power is seriously impressive. So obviously lower gears, you're not going to do anything. I'll show you guys. Second gear, you've got a lot of wheel spin. You can hear those semi-slick tires squealing away. It is a good way to warm up the tires though. And we've got, oh, it's windy. We've got the ESP in sport mode, so it's still trying to keep the car straight and not limiting the wheel spin by too much. So that is also a nice setting for this car. Basically, you still have stability control, and that is nice to have when you have so much wheel spin. Oh my God. So you can see that PS gauge. Oh, that's so much power. Oh, this is by far the best tuned EA888 car we have ever driven. Oh my Lord, it's quick. All right, so we've got a fourth gear pull right now. Let's see what happens shifting at 7,000 RPM, fifth gear. Oh man, this thing is so freaking quick. It is absolutely ridiculous. So even from like 200 plus, flooring it. Look at that freaking speedo. It just runs so quickly up to that 300 kilometers an hour on the speedo. It is freaking insane. So you use a bit of wheel spin to warm up those semi-slick tires, and then when you get to the Autobahn, you can do a third gear or fourth gear pull to do 100 to 200 measurement. So let's do a third gear right now. There's no one behind me, just going to get a little gap going here. Full throttle, shift at 7,000. Just look at that thing go. That is 200 already. So we measured a 6.7, 100 to 200, which is crazy quick. That's actually quicker than a BMW M8 competition, around the same time as a BMW M5 CS. Just for reference, those are crazy quick stock cars, and this little hot hatch with this Lada Manufactura turbo on it, it runs so well. As I said, it's the best EA888 tuned version we've had so far. Just the way this thing runs up to that 300 kilometers an hour mark. Oh, that is freaking fast. Whoa. It's so effortless. Once that speedo gets going, there's no stopping it. It is really insane. Very impressive performance. So Gert, thank you for taking it to us. If you're interested in fitting a massive turbo to your car, check out Kolbenkraft Tuning. They have a lot of turbos available. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. You can subscribe by clicking the big button in the middle. You can also check out this video on the right, or go check out this playlist on the left. See you at the next one. Bye.